Hi, this is Corey Gerard, and I'm coming back to you for a factual message. It's going to be partly a scenery tour as well. We got the beautiful man-made lakes out here, and we finally got some good fine weather. That's what we all have been waiting for up here in Michigan. So let's go over here and visit these birdies while I converse with you. Now, do any of you ever realize that they are trying to keep the poor population going, and they are trying to add to it by causing many layoffs regarding good paying or great paying jobs? Think about it. You know, when they lay 5,000 people off at the auto plant, they increase the poor or poverty population, because those people with those jobs are technically in the middle class, because with overtime, when it's all said and done, they probably are making $50,000 to $70,000 a year. Yes, that's true. Many would ask, but why would they want to increase the poor population? Well, I would tell you, if they make 5,000 people instantly poor, the chances are they will spend a lot more money than those middle class would. And I will explain why. Because those people might have to take out loans to pay back things or finish paying for their homes. And then with those loans, there will be accumulated interest, which will ensure that they will be paying forever. And then poor people spend more money anyway, because they aren't as saving conscious as those in the wealthy or middle class are, because they feel as though they have, very little reasons to stock away whatever they can. Yes, rich people and middle class people tend to save more money than poor people. But poor people are the ones that mainly are the buyers and spenders amongst society. But rich people and middle class do spend a lot of money, and they buy like more expensive items. But if you add up 3 billion poor people spending constantly, then we're going to accumulate, or they're going to accumulate hundreds of billions in spending annually. And I am most certainly amongst the poor social class, but I am also incredibly wealthy at the same time. And many of us can make the same claim. So I will explain how this happens. Okay, just say you fill out a job application and then you get called back for the auto plants. So automatically you're going to throw a big party. You're going to say, yeah, Mom, I made it. I'm on top of the world, because you're going to be making 60, 70,000 a year. So then you get that job under the false assumption that job is going to last forever. And then after that job, you're going to get a terrific pension plan. But that ain't always the case, because the auto plant is the most unstable career that you can possibly get. And that is proven time and time again, because those are basically good paying, unskilled labor jobs. So if you get any job where it requires very little thinking, then that job isn't guaranteed to last forever. And especially if it's a great paying job. So those people get hired in at the auto plants. And what do? 9 times out of 10, they go get a new car and they go get a house. It might not be a very, very expensive house, but it might be a nice house in a nice neighborhood. So they gonna have payments, and their rent might be like, or their mortgage might be like $800-900 a month. So they're paying on that house to buy it, and then they might pay a little bit more to try to get the payments down or pay it off. Then they have a terrific, nice car. They're driving around the community. They're driving around their family and friends saying, hey, look at me. I made it. I'm at the auto plant. And then what they will assume at the same time that they're going to have that job forever, and they are most certainly going to be in the exclusive social class, middle class for quite some time. But then when the layoffs comes, it all caves in on them because they don't know what they're going to do. They have a house to pay off. They have a car that isn't paid for. They certainly have kids to feed. They have bills to pay. And the unemployment only will go on for so long. Hey, it might go on a year if you can get an extension, but after that, buddy, it's over. And the unemployment doesn't pay fully what you've made at the auto plant job. And it certainly ain't gonna pay you all that overtime. It's just gonna probably pay you what you made in 40 hours. The many might ask, hey, that's a little bit too hard to swallow, buddy. They're gonna increase the poor population intentionally. Well, think about it. It probably costs like, the price of a stack of pancakes to manufacture each car, because those cars are made out of like cheap metals and plastics and glass materials. It's not like they're made out of precious metals and valuable gemstones. But when you put it all together, the car is worth something then. And at the price of each car, what? Maybe $25,000-$30,000, and then you can print up or manufacture thousands of cars on an annual basis, and everybody is gonna run out and get a new car if they can afford it. So that's why the auto plants are claiming billions of dollars in revenues on an annual basis, but yet they're still laying people off. So people wake up, be vigilant, be mindful. When you get those great paying auto plant jobs, save as much as you possibly can. Go out, buy a used car and pay it off. And so you'll have more money to save and get a nice place to stay in a sort of nice community or halfway decent, but don't get the most expensive houses. And then minimize your spending and partying. Just say save as much as you possibly can through those years. So if they do lay off, you might have $100,000 or $200,000 in a bank where you could take that money and invest it. If you have a couple of $100,000, you can make $1 million off of that couple of $100,000, or you can make $250,000 off of that $100,000. So just be mindful, be wise, and be ever attentive regarding the things that's happening around you, as well as your decision making. So this is Corey Gerard. Thanks for tuning in. This concludes another message.